Hi, boys and girls. I'm back with third grade angels. Today we're going to read two chapters, chapter 11 and chapter 12. They are both pretty short, so I'm going to combine them in today's reading. Chapter 11, The Race. I feel myself getting perfecter and perfecter. Every night I go to bed thinking I can't get any better. And the next day I find out I can. Like one morning after I pushed through the doors at school, I noticed that Constantina Pappas was behind me. Until then, the only girl that I ever held a door for was Judy Billings. Now, whenever there's a girl behind me, no matter who it is, I hold the door for her. I picked up litter. At first, I picked up stuff I stepped on in the playground. I put it in my pocket and dumped it in the trash can in school. Then I started walking halfway across the playground to pick up candy wrappers. A couple of times I caught Mrs. Sims looking my way. Now I pick up stuff from our sidewalk, the gutter at home, and even at the mall. Every time I do, I picture one of Mrs. Sims's spies making another check mark next to my name. In school, I got all my 2s and 3s timetables right, and when Mrs. Sims wrote 100,841 on the board, I was the only one who got the right answer. And during cursive practice one day, Mrs. Sims whispered to me, "You write better than I do." But even with all the good stuff going on, I couldn't relax because I didn't know how I was doing compared to everybody else. There were 23 kids in my class. I figured every one of them wanted the halo first. Well, except Joey Peterson. Maybe others got all their times tables right too. Maybe I wasn't the only one Mrs. Sims whispered to. Maybe if I picked up 5 pieces of litter one day, someone else picked up 6. It was like I was in a race, but I couldn't see any of the other runners. And then all of a sudden, I could see them because of something that happened on the playground. Chapter 12, Back to Bad. Raymond Vanetti spit. It happened after lunch. At the swings, Raymond walked over to an empty swing, coughed up a big Luger into his mouth, and dumped it right there in the middle of the swing seat. Wow, I thought, that's some litter I'm not picking up. I looked across the way. Mrs. Sims was staring and glaring. She saw the whole thing. I said to Raymond, "Why'd you do that?" He shrugged. "I don't know." "Mrs. Sims saw you," I told him. He shrugged some more. "So?" I was shocked. "So? What about the halo? Don't you care?" He shook his head. "Nah, I'm tired of being good." Three things happened after that. Number one, a second grader sat on the swing. After a minute, she stood up. Her hand felt her behind, and she screamed. Number two, Mrs. Sims had a private talk with Raymond Vanetti in the hallway. And number three, I suddenly started seeing other stuff. Everywhere I looked, kids were being bad and messy and rude. When Mrs. Sims had her back turned, Wilson Banner burped out loud on purpose. Dawn Olek pulled a booger from her nose and stuck it under her seat. Oh, 4 kids had untied shoelaces. Even Judy Billings, she dropped a gum wrapper on the ground. I told my mother all of this after school. "Sounds like you got a bunch of regular hoodlums in there," she said. "What's it all mean, Mom?" I told her. "Don't they even care about the halo anymore?" She tugged my earlobe. "What it means, Sudser, is they're just being normal third graders. Maybe it means that you," she tugged both ears, "are the only one trying to be a perfect angel." I think she was telling me I didn't have to worry anymore about winning the race because everybody else dropped out. I was the only one left. Yes, I thought, the halo is mine. But my mother was wrong.